Troy is the owner of Bluebird CFW. Welcome, Troy. Remind people if they forgot what CFW stands for.
Crawl space, foundation, and waterproofing.
All right. And if I got a floor that's sloping in my house, why do you suppose that is?
Well, if it's sloping down in the center, more than likely that's going to be you have a beam issue. You may have sagging beam. The jacks could be settling, which that's what holds up the beam underneath.
Okay.
So we'd have to come in, inspect. We may have to give you a new jack, some basically supports to help bring that back up,
Okay.
or maybe replace the beam also.
Okay.
Nice.
So what's the difference between a sloping floor and the other thing that I think of is a settling foundation? Like, does that cause?
Well, a settling foundation is different. So if you're getting settling in the middle, that's sloping floors. If you're getting settling on the outside, so you're seeing cracking by the windows and doors are hard to open, trim gapping, that's normally your outside foundation is settling.
Okay.
So that means that's a whole different procedure.
And that just happens though, right? To every house.
That could be a couple things. That could be poor compaction when the house was built.
Okay.
They didn't design the footer correctly for the weight of the home, or the soil that's around all that is like a muck, right? And a muck will settle after a period of time.
All right, so how do you fix the sloping floors or the settling foundation?
So if we're going to do the center of the floor, like I said, we're going to do a new footer, new post, which then holds up the beam. If the beam needs replaced, we can replace the beam, replace the beam, and then put new jacks in. If the outside is settling, that's more invasive. We're going to have to dig the outside up. We're going to use what's called a helical pier. Think of a giant screw. We're going to drive this into bedrock. We're going to hook onto your house, and we can lift your house back up.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And I've got one we're going to after I leave here.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So there are ways to fix this, and
Yep.
I would assume that you probably want to fix this before, if it's severe, it could fall in.
Yeah. So with my company, we work with a structural engineer that will do a sensor on the walls for a year, if you have that time. Most homeowners are just trying to get rid of it and trying to move on. So then, yeah, the helical piers are going to make things a lot nicer.
And gutters are so important.
Very
Downspouts,
good. Yes,
right?
gutters and downspouts, because again, not only is that going to prevent water from coming in your house, but also if you don't have your downspout, that water is going to run down next to your foundation, soften the soil up that's onto that footer, you lose the compaction, the weight of the house causes to settle.
Oh my gosh.
And how long should that downspout be?
I like 5 feet. I think code's 32 or 36 inches to go with it. But I like 5 feet because the further you get that water away, the better you're going to be.
Bluebird CFW, bluebirdcfw.com. Thank you.